issue.
Yes.
വീട്ടിലാണ് സാർ, വീട്ടിലാണ്.
Good morning, sir. Johnson, sir,
Okay,
good morning.
go ahead. All the best.
Respected Dr. V. Ambalikumar, sir, Chairman of this 5 hours. Respected professors, teachers,
Very good morning. Very good morning.
research scholars, and my dear friends. A warm good morning to all. The second Ph.D. Open Defense of this research center is going to be held in this auspicious occasion. The Open Defense of Mr. Baijumon P., Assistant Professor, Government College, Malappuram. The chairman of this 5 hours is Dr. V. Ambalikumar, Professor, Department of Business Administration and Management, Kufos, Kochi. Let me introduce sir before this audience. Ambalikumar sir is the Dean of Faculty of Fisheries Management for the last 3 years in Kufos. He has been a teaching experience and research experience of 30 years in different institutions. He has total 62 publications and produced 7 PhDs. He is the member of Senate, CUSAT, and several other university bodies. I cordially invite dear Ambalikumar sir to this open defense. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I am very happy to welcome Dr. B. Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Kaladi University, Dr. B. Johnson, Dean, University of Calicut, Dr. Vijayendran Pillai, and other senior professors who are participating in this open defense through online as well as offline mode. The faculty members, research scholars, and other distinguished guests are participating in this Viva through physical mode in the seminar hall. I cordially welcome all of you to this open defense. Today's candidate, Mr. Baijumon P., Assistant Professor, Government College, will defend his topic, Quality of Work Life of Sales Executives, a study with special reference to electronics and consumer appliance sector in Kerala. I also welcome Mr. Baijumon to this program. I request our respected chairman for the remarks and for further proceedings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Most respected Dr. M.B. Gopalakrishnan, Registrar of Sanskrit University, Dr. B. Johnson, Professor and Head, University Department of Commerce and Management, University of Calicut, Dr. Vijayendran Pillai, Professor, Dr. Rajiv Thomas, Supervising Teacher of Mr. Baijumon, most respected research scholars and teachers attending this open defense. As all of you know, when a PhD thesis is submitted by the by a research scholar, the thesis will be sent to 3 adjudicators for evaluation. After receiving the reports from the 3 adjudicators, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University will constitute a panel of examiners consisting of 3 members in order to conduct the open defense and Viva OC. On that basis, this is according to the guidelines issued by the University Grants Commission. So, the University of Calicut has received 3 reports from the adjudicators, favorable reports, on the thesis submitted by Mr. Baijumon P. And accordingly, the Vice Chancellor has nominated me as the chairman of this open defense. I am really happy to take this assignment. Now, today, in this session, Mr. Baijumon P. will present the thesis submitted to the university on the topic of work life of sales executives, a study with a special reference to electronics and consumer appliances sector in Kerala. This is the topic on which he is going to present the final thesis before this forum audience. So after the presentation, Mr. Baijumon will get 30 to 40 minutes time for the presentation. After his presentation, the participants can raise questions. You can challenge and you can give suggestions also based on the presentations only. Now I happily invite Mr. Baijumon P to present the thesis before this forum. Mr. Baijumon, please. Not audible. You are not audible. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Respected chair of today's Open Defense Program, Professor, Department of Business Administration and Management, PUFOS, Cochin, Principal and Research Supervisor of Marthoma College, Chungatara, Dr. Rajiv sir, most respectable Professor of Calicut University, Johnson sir, and the most dignified Registrar of Sri Shankara University, Dr. M.B. Gopalakrishnan sir, my fellow researchers, colleagues, faculties, and researchers from various colleges, my students, and all those who assemble here in the online and offline mode, a warm good morning to one and all. First of all, let me thank the authorities for giving me an opportunity to defend my PhD thesis entitled Quality of Work Life of Sales Executives, a study with a special reference to electronics and consumer appliances sector in Kerala. So I welcome each and everyone to this session.
You please share the PPT.
Okay, sir.
Yes, it's okay.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Please.
So my study is the quality of work life of sales executives, a study with special reference to electronics and consumer appliances sector in Kerala. So we all know human resources are the most important asset of any organization, which decides the destiny of an organization. And fulfillment of their social, economic, and psychological needs is possible through the attainment of quality of work life. Quality of work life is an essential criterion for a favorable work environment, and the sales constitute the major revenue generating activities of a business, and the sales executives are the backbone behind the increased sales of any organization. The importance of sales executives is that they offer the products and services to satisfy the consumer needs, and he is responsible for marketing and selling the products of an organization. He is responsible for studying the markets and understanding the client requirements. He may be called the business development executive or the marketing executive. Sales executives are not selling the products, but the end solutions. So that much importance is attached to the sales executives. And about the significance of the study, there are increased number of urban nuclear families with the growing aspirations of the people, rising the digital population in India, and there is huge demand for the consumer durables and the electronic products. And Kerala has the highest internet access and the penetration rate. And all this denotes the significance of the study. And not only that, there is an inclination of the population towards the festivals and the related purchases. Industry importance attaches a great importance to the sales executive. The quality of work life of a sales executives determine their positive behavior in an organization. Quality of work life enhances the productivity, organizational effectiveness, and competitive advantage. The research problem. The technical advancements to create connected devices and the concept of smart homes is very popular in nowadays. And not only that, with this the rising income level of the rural people, the focus of the company is on the delivery mechanism to the end users. And satisfied sales executives are inevitable for attaining this objective. The regulatory provisions of sales executives are quite inadequate, and the quality of delivery mechanism alone can create a competitive advantage because business are in a fighting for a stiff competition field now. A satisfied workforce alone can fulfill the needs of both the employer as well as the employee, and therefore the quality of work life need to be addressed. It can create a satisfied workforce that cater the needs of both the employer and the employee. Then the scope of the study. The study is mainly concentrated in the state of Kerala, and it is based on the sales executives of the electronics and consumer appliances, or otherwise known as the appliances and consumer electronics. And also I take the dimensions of quality of work life put forward by Richard Walton. It includes the 8 dimensions, and the job stressors are also taken part of the study, and also the outcomes of the quality of work life, which includes the productivity, job satisfaction, organizational goal attainment are also taken. So the scope of the study is limited to the quality of work life for sales executives in the field of consumer and electronic appliances in Kerala. The study is confined to top level, middle level, and frontline sales executives. And the study identifies the stressors affecting the sales executives. Study focus on the output of quality of work life, the job satisfaction, employee productivity, and goal attainment. I have conducted an extensive literature review for this topic, and 87 international reviews, 52 national reviews, and 24 state or state level reviews are identified. A total of 163 literature reviews were undertaken to find out the research gap, and identified the research gap that the lack of specific study on quality of work life for sales executives in the field of electronics and consumer appliances, and no attempts have been made to identify the quality of work life dimensions as well as outcomes of quality of work life among the sales executives. And there is no study to analyze the stress faced by the sales executives based on job category. And the present research work is a novel attempt undertaken by the researcher to fill this lacuna. Then coming to the objectives are taken in these 5 areas regarding the demographic factors, the dimensions of quality of work life, the outcomes of quality of work life, the job stress, and the suggestions to improve the quality of work life. That is, the objectives include to study the relationship between the demographic factors and the quality of work life of sales executives, to evaluate the influence of dimensions of quality of work life on the quality of work life of sales executives, to study the influence of work life, quality of work life on various outcomes among the sales executives, to identify the influence of job stress on sales executives at various levels, to suggest measures taken by the organization to improve the quality of work life of sales executives. And I have formulated the hypothesis based on objective 1 with regard to the demographic factors, age, work experience, gender, annual income, job category, and education. And the hypothesis is formulated in such a way that the first, there is no significant difference between the age of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between the work experience of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between the gender of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between the annual income of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between the job category of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between education of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. And based on the objective 2, the hypotheses were formulated with regard to the 8 dimensions covering the adequate and fair compensation, safe and healthy working conditions, opportunities for developing human capacity, opportunities for growth and security, social integration in the work, constitutionalism, work and total life space, the social relevance of work life. The hypotheses are formulated as under: there is no significant difference between the adequate and fair compensation of sales executives and the quality of work life of sales executives. There is no significant difference between the safe and healthy working conditions of sales executives and the quality of work life. There is
Mr. Baijumon, please. See, you may discuss the hypothesis while discussing the analysis.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
One by one. No, right. Proceed.
So the hypotheses were formulated on the basis of objective 3 with regard to the employee productivity, job satisfaction, and organizational target or goal attainment. And the hypothesis based on objective 4 with regard to the job stress and job category, and also the job stress and quality of work life. And coming to the operational definition about the appliances and consumer electronic industry, it's a wide range of ranging field of sophisticated electronic products, which includes the televisions, refrigerators, home appliances, stereo, home theaters, smartphones, tablets, internet and connected appliances, which are purchased by customers mostly for the casual use and also entertainment. Organizational behavior, it is concerned with the behavior of people that comprises the organization. It is concerned with the understanding, prediction, and control of the human behavior in the organization. The electronic sector, the sector which concentrates on production of electronic equipment and consumer electronics. It includes the sectors like telecommunication, networking, electronic components, industrial electronics, and consumer electronics. And the sales force management, which is concerned with the recruitment, selection, orientation, training, supervision, motivation, compensation, and evaluation of the sales personnel. The marketing plan, which is transformed into the marketing action through the sales force management. And coming to the role of sales executives, they have to introduce the new products, clarifies the queries of the customers, offering advices to them, and act as a link between the customer and organization. And their role is to convert a prospective query into a sales. And the types of sales executives taken include the top level, the middle level, and the front line sales executives. And the main aspect, the quality of work life, that is the job related well-being and the degree to which his interactions in the organization satisfies his needs and wants, and makes his experience in the organization rewarding and free from occupational stress. Coming to the conceptual model, I have designed a conceptual model based on this quality of work-life dimensions put forward by Richard Walton, and also the outcome of this quality of work life, the job satisfaction, employee productivity, and goal achievement. What is the hindrance in achieving these outcomes is the job stress. And when this job stress is effectively resolved, the sales executives can attain these outcomes of this quality of work life. Then coming to the methodology and database, it is a descriptive and analytical research. The source of data include the data is collected from various secondary sources, and the primary data is collected from sales executives of consumer and electronic appliances in the state of Kerala. Then about the sampling design, the population consists of the sales executives of consumer and electronic appliances working in the state of Kerala. A simple random technique is employed for the collection of data, and the sales executives, the sample size are collected by using the Taro MN 1976 formula, where the sample size or required sample size is n by 1 plus n into e the whole square, where n is the population size, is the margin of error, and the sample size is taken as 353. So there is no valid record for finding out this sales executives. So I have the data is obtained from a agency, a Noida-based agency known as the Consumer Electronics and Appliances Manufacturers Association, and they have a full record of these companies working in the field of electronics and consumer appliances. So I have contacted one of the persons to get the data about the different companies, and it is estimated that there are about 150 companies which are working in the state of Kerala. And among this, I have collected the data. Since it is a finite data set, I have used this formula to calculate the sample size. And it is estimated that the top level, middle level, and frontline executives are in the ratio of 1:3:6. A pre-structured questionnaire is used for the collection of data, and a pilot study is conducted among the 50 sales executives functioning in the field of consumer and electronic appliances sector on a random basis. The reliability and validity of the data is tested. The reliability is tested. That means the scale produces the consistent results if the repeated measurements are made. The Cronbach alpha is greater than 0.988, and since it is greater than 0.7, the reliability can be ensured, and the validity is also ensured with the expert's opinion, and the content validity is also ensured. And coming to the normality, the Kolmogorov and Smirnov test is performed, and since the p-value is greater than 0.05, it is assumed that the data is normal. The Shapiro will test also provide evidence that the data is normal and the normality is assumed. And I have used the softwares AMOS 20.0 and SPSS 21.0 for the analysis of the data. And I have employed the tools like mean, percentages, and standard deviation, independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA with the two keys test for non-additivity, standard regression weights, structure equation modeling, discriminant function analysis, and correlation analysis. Coming to the limitations of the study, the sales executives in the field of consumer and electronic appliances are taken, leaving behind the sales executives in other area, because there are sales executives working in the field of pharmaceutical sectors, very common nowadays. And there is it is studies based on a subjective perception of the respondents, and it is not totally free from the response errors. Some sales executives also show a personal bias towards their organization, and some have fear about the loss of job once they reveal their confidential data. So these are the limitations. And coming to the data analysis, the first objective I have taken to study the relationship between the demographic factors and quality of work life. And the hypothesis formulated, as I have already explained, the demographic factors.
age, work experience, gender, annual income, job category, education, any relationship with the quality of work life. And when the job category is compared with each of these dimensions, that is the adequate and fair compensation, safe and healthy working conditions, opportunities for developing human capacity, opportunities for growth and security, social integration, then constitutionalism, work and total life space, social relevance of work life, the ANOVA test is performed and it is highly significant. That means there is a relationship between the demographic factors and the job category. And coming to the age and job category and all the work experience and job category, the combined effect is also analyzed and it is found that all the data are significant. There is a perfect relationship that exists between the demographic factors and quality of work life. When coming to the gender and the quality of work life variables, it is clear that the adequate and fair compensation and the social integration and work and total life space has a significant results. The all other, that means the safe and healthy working conditions, opportunities for developing human capacity, opportunities for growth and security, constitutionalism, social relevance of work life, not significant at all. And the based on job category, the quality of work life dimensions with regard to the top level, middle level, and frontline executives are also analyzed. And it is clear that the adequate and fair compensation is high for the top level executives, and top level executives are only the moderate work and total life space and social relevance of work life. It is clear that the average age, work experience, annual income of the top level executives are much higher than that of the middle level and the frontline executives, because the top level executives have to strive hard to reach the higher position, because the competition is very severe in the field and the unemployment problem is very crucial in our country. That is why in order to reach the position of the top level executive, they have to try very hard and tolerate much difficulties to remain in this field. And the findings based on the objective one, there is a high degree of gender disparity exists among the sales executive in the field of appliances and consumer electronics, and it is very shocking to observe a very small percentage of female sales executives in this field. There is a significant difference among the three groups of sales executives, namely top level, middle level, and frontline with regard to all the dimensions of quality of work life. The top level sales executives enjoy a better position as regards the adequate and fair compensation, safe and healthy working conditions, opportunities for developing the human capacity, opportunities for growth and security, social integration in the work, and constitutionalism. And the frontline sales executives enjoy more mean score of work and a total life space and social relevance of work life than the top level and the middle level executives, because they have more freedom in their work. The freedom is limited when they reach the higher position. There is a significant difference between the age, work experience, and annual income of sales executives and job category of sales executives. The average age, experience, and annual income of top-level executives are much higher than that of the middle and the frontline executives. Significant difference exists among the quality of work life of sales executives based on job category. As regards educational qualification and gender, significant difference exists among the quality of work life. So these are the findings based on the objective 1. And next we move to the objective 2, to evaluate the influence of dimensions of quality of work life put forward by Richard Walton on the quality of work life of sales executives. So I have taken the 8 dimensions put forward by the Richard Walton, which includes the adequate and fair compensation and last the social relevance of work life. Whether these have any relationship with the quality of work life of the sales executives, that is checked, and structural equation model analysis suggests that all these dimensions shows a more than 70%. Each of the dimensions shows a more than 70% influence, and it is also highly significant when coming to the quality of work life of sales executives. The standard regression coefficient also proves that these dimensions are highly significant, and the dimensions put forward, that means this model exactly matches with the model of the quality of work life of sales executives. That means what this model is intended to measure, it is clearly measured, and it is clear that these factors lead to the quality of work life and also to the outcomes of the quality of work life. And this objective, the findings are this: adequate and fair compensation would increase by 82.9% for every unit increase in quality of work life, and it has a major effect on the quality of work life of sales executives. Safe and healthy working conditions would increase by 0.2% for every unit increase in the quality of work life, and it has a major effect on the quality of work life of sales executives. Opportunities for developing human capacity would increase by 87% for every unit increase in the quality of work life, and it has also a major effect. And the opportunities for growth and security is an influential criteria of the quality of work life. And the social integration, there is 100% effect of the quality of work life on social integration, and the constitutionalism would increase by 86% for every increase in the quality of work life. And the quality work and total life space would increase by 84.4% for every unit increase in quality of work life. That means there is a complete effect of the quality of work life on the social relevance of work life, and social relevance of work life would increase proportionately for every unit of quality of work life. So all these dimensions are exactly matches with the quality of work life of the sales executives. And coming to the objective 3, the objective is to study the influence of quality of work life on various outcomes among the sales executives. So from the literature review, it is found that the quality of work life will leads to employee productivity, job satisfaction, and the organizational target attainment or the goal attainment. So the hypothesis tested whether the employee productivity has any relationship with the quality of work life of the sales executives. And the model fit indices of the structural equation model suggest that the chi-square minimum is 113.148, and the root mean square error of approximation is also within the limit. All the measures, which includes the normed fit index, inferential fit index, or all the assumption, all the values give the assumption that the given model is a fit one. So there is a goodness of relationship between the quality of work life and the outcomes of quality of work life. The standard regression model, regression ways taking into account the independent variables, the outcomes, and the dependent variable, the quality of work life, it is also highly significant. And the structural equation model is given. And the findings based on the objective 3, it is found that the quality of work life influences the outcomes of the quality of work life to the extent of 0.845, that means 84.5% by the independent variable quality of work life. And the standard error of the model is 0.93, and the critical ratio is 9.126. The validity or measure of consistency of the instrument is very high, and the instrument will be able to measure what is intended to measure. And the quality of work life for sales executives in consumer and electronic appliances is the most influencing factor for the achievement of the organizational target. Quality of work life also helps to attain the employee productivity and also the job satisfaction. And the next objective, to identify the influence of various job stresses on the sales executives at various levels. And the hypothesis is formulated in such a way that there is no significant relationship between the job stress and the job category of sales executives. There is no significant relationship between the job stress and the quality of work life of sales executives. And the group function at the group centroids revealed that the positive factors is revealing the top level executives, the positive and negative factors coming under the middle level executives, and the negative and positive coming under the front level executives. And the stressors are classified based on the standard canonical discriminant function coefficients. And it is revealed that the stressors faced by the top level executives are entirely different from that of the middle level and the front line sales executives. That means the top level executives, they work under the stressful time schedule in carrying out their assigned tasks. Their task is always fluctuating and predicting. Their task lacks the job clarity. They consider that time factor can be regarded as a source of mental tension because they have to complete their assignments within the scheduled time. The work role is distributed among the conflicting demands. Then their official work does not allow him to have enough time with the family, and not clear about the scope and responsibilities of their job. The family issues causes the stress, and they do not have opportunities for career growth and development because they have to strive hard to reach this position. And once they reach the position, then also they are facing so much of stress in that by keeping in that position. And the middle level executives, they meet their target with a great difficulty. The amount of work they have to do interfere with the quality they want to maintain. They have too much responsibility in their offices. They need to reduce some part of their work. The work has not defined clearly and in detail. They feel bad to contact with the superior, and they have also the family issues. The frontline sales executives, their main problem is that they do not find leisure hours during the job. Their work is too heavy because they are given the targets for completing their jobs, and their workload is very heavy. And several aspects of the jobs are vague. They are not clear what are the priorities in their job and what they have to perform. And I have also the hypothesis formulated in such a way that whether there is any correlation between the quality of work-life dimensions and the stress of sales executives. And it is clear that all of these dimensions has a correlation with the stress of the sales executives. And the findings, it is clear that the results of the discriminatory function analysis demonstrate a link between the sales stress faced by the top level, middle level, and the frontline sales executives. The function of group centroid shows the classification of stress experienced by the sales executives at the top level, middle level, and the bottom level. The positive coefficients of factors affecting the job stress fall under the top level executives. Positive and negative belongs to the middle, and the negative and positive falls under the frontline sales executives. The dimensions of quality of work life is significantly correlated with the stress of sales executives. Higher the quality of work life dimension, lesser will be the occupational stress faced by the sales executives. And when the conditions underlying the quality of work life is improved, their stress can be reduced. Then the suggestions. There is a high degree of gender disparity among the sales executives, and suitable government intervention is necessary. Sales executives in the urban area should be provided enough incentives for performing in this urban area, because they have to face the stiff competition in the urban area, and therefore enough incentives should be provided to them. And the frontline and the middle level executives should be provided ample opportunities to reach their higher level position. Sales executives should be provided sufficient training as well as opportunities to reach higher career position during their tenure. And the middle and frontline executives should be provided with enough compensation to fulfill their basic and social needs. Sales executives are attracted in this position not because the compensation is high, instead the unemployment problem is very crucial. And middle level sales executives and frontline sales executives should be provided with safe and healthy working conditions and motivate them to remain in the organization. Then middle level and frontline sales executives should be... Yes, sir.
No, proceed.
Frontline sales executives are the face of every organization, dealing directly with the present as well as the potential customers, and providing a social integration in the work will be beneficial to the employer as well as the employee. The labor legislations must be favorable to both middle level and frontline sales executives, which help to create a more quality of work life for them, because they are in the unorganized sector. they should come under the labor legislation's umbrella. And the top level sales executive must also be provided with sufficient rest and relaxation, as well as opportunities for more social contacts in their work, which will surely make their job more enthusiastic. The high disparity in age, work experience, and annual income among the sales executives should be deliberately avoided in order to enhance the quality of work life as well as job satisfaction of the middle and the frontline sales executives. And the sales executives at all levels should be provided with sufficient opportunities for procuring higher educational qualification, and the achievement of such higher educational qualification should be suitably rewarded. Every organization must concentrate on the quality of work-life dimensions put forward by Richard Walton and make suitable steps to improve the quality of work life of their employees. As increasing productivity is taken as an important goal, organizations should realize the importance of quality of work life as an instrument for achieving this objective. Organization must increase all aspects of the quality of work life to increase job satisfaction of the sales executives, and must concentrate on all these dimensions, and more specialization in the work as well as clear description of the work should be made available for the top level executives. There are different types of training for the building, leading, growing, and managing the middle level and frontline sales executives should be provided. The middle level sales executives should be proper management as well as skill building training should be given for boosting their morale and productivity. Sales executives should be given online training, on-site training, and the multi-format training. Sales executives should be given opportunities to participate in the entertainment programs, leisure trips, and the sports and cultural events must be conducted. The relationship with the superiors should be increased, and more discussion time should be provided. Sales executives must be trained adequately to meet the demands of the customers online and provide all the services in an online platform. The data collected for the research have been completed before the January 2020, that means right before the COVID pandemic hit the Kerala, and that is why the impact or the effect of the COVID pandemic has not been covered in this topic. And though this has not been covered, and my discussion with the experts in the field revealed that the COVID pandemic has adversely affected the quality of work life of sales executives, and also the stress level of the sales executive rose beyond all the limits. And then the scope for further research, a comparative study on the quality of work life of sales executives in electronics and consumer appliances sector, as well as the pharmaceutical sector can be conducted. The study can be conducted in the other parts of the country to increase the generalizability of the topic, quality of work life and stress level among the sales executives. A study can be conducted by taking into consideration the influence of quality of work life on absenteeism, employee turnover, organizational behavior, organizational climate, burnout, etc. A study on the effect of worker participation in management on the quality of work life of employees can be conducted. A study on the role of psychological capital on the quality of work life of sales executives in consumer and electronic appliances can be conducted. So these are all about my research topic. Thank you, one and all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baijumon, for the detailed presentation of the thesis. Now the participants can raise your questions. Any question? Yes, you please raise your questions. Your comment.
Congratulations, Baiju sir, for the sincere effort and nice presentation. And my question is, there are already so many studies related with the topic quality of work life. Again, what is the reason for selecting this topic?
Yes, exactly. Yes, Mr. Baijumon, please answer. why did you choose this particular topic for your study?
Thank you, Chaitra, for asking this type of question. There are so many studies in the field of quality of work life, and these studies are concentrated not on the quality of work life of sales executives, because the working nature of the sales executives are entirely different from that of the employees working in other field. Mainly, they are not in close liaison with the organization. They have to perform much field work to perform their job well, and their work is not in a systematic manner. And many of my friends are working in this field. That is why I conducted a study like this quality of work life of sales executives in the consumer and electronics sector.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir,
Next question.
sir, I have a doubt. Your
You please
presentation-
introduce yourself and then raise your question. Please introduce yourself and then raise your question.
Okay, I am Sujit, the faculty associate, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Kochi campus. My
Right,
question is,
please.
can you justify your sample size? Your sampling design, simple random sampling.
Justification. Right.
Okay, thank you, Sujit. So I have contacted with the sales executives in this field. There are so many sales executives functioning in and around us, but there is no comprehensive database with regard to the sales executives working in this field. That is why I contacted this Consumer Electronics and Manufacturers Association, a Noida-based agency, and it is they have given a list of the companies engaging in this field of consumer electronic appliances, and nearly 150 companies and 20 executives are working in this field, and there is a population of 3,000, and that is why I employ this Taro MN formula, and it is clear that 353 sales executives are needed for this study, and these sales executives are selected by means of the simple random sampling.
Mr. Baijumon, have you contacted the Industries Department of Kerala also for this purpose?
So there is, sir, I have contacted, but there is no organized database for providing such a report. That is why I contacted with this Noida-based agency, and they provide a list. That's the.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Yes.
Okay,
Next
thank you.
question. Thank you, Sujit. Yes, sir. Please. Please introduce yourself and then ask.
Sir,
Yes, madam.
myself, Dr. Binija George from Marthoma College, Chungatra.
Right. Right.
First
Please.
of all, Baiju sir, your presentation was a nice one, but I have got one doubt. What is the contribution of your study to the society?
Yes, Mr.
Thank you,
Baijumon.
Girija ma'am. The contribution, my study has some contribution to the society, because we are living in an era where there is stiff competition and the unemployment problem is so crucial. And once they obtain the job, they only need to find a living for their earn a living, and nothing for the nothing they perform for the profitability or productivity of the organization. Once the quality of work life dimensions are concentrated and efforts are taken to improve this quality of work life, surely it will be a great boon to the society. The productivity will increase, the employer is satisfied, and the employee is also satisfied. So that is the contribution to the society.
Okay, good.
Sir, few more questions.
Yes.
Sir, first of
Your
all,
good name.
congrats for this presentation. So my
Your good
question
name?
is that you've taken sales executives from a very typical industry, that is electronics, and if you consider unorganized sector, basically we are normally looking for the construction field or some other sector which are marginalized in the society. But
Sir,
why
it
I've
is
taken
not
this
audible.
particular,
Please repeat, sir. Pardon.
so why I've taken this particular sales executive area? Why not other unorganized sector?
So, as per the literature review, it is clear that there are so many studies conducted about the quality of work life of sales executives, quality of work life of teachers, quality of work life of nursing professionals, and though I refer the literature review. There is no comprehensive study on the sales executives in the field of consumer and electronic appliances. And many of my friends were working in this field, and they revealed about the problems faced by them. That means they have to work from the day to night to earn a living, but still they are facing so many problems in their to match their working life with this professional life. With this
Okay,
person.
Mr. Right. Exactly. Okay, Mr. Baijumon, actually, as he has rightly raised this question, large number of workers are engaged in the construction field. They are facing lot of problems, lot of issues, challenges are there, and definitely there is a scope for conducting this type of study in the construction field. Okay, that is there. So,
Sure, sir, sure,
so
sir.
this comment will definitely help other researchers to at least to guide their students for undertaking such studies. Yes, Johnson sir, please. Johnson sir. Dr. Johnson, Calcutta University, professor. Are you there, Johnson sir? Okay, we will come back to the Johnson sir later. Okay, other participants from that hall. Participants. Yes.
A very good morning to all.
Please introduce.
I'm Shamira from PTM Government College. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Baijumon sir for his precise and wonderful presentation. Congratulations, sir. My question is, you in research methodology, you have given that you have used questionnaire as well as interview schedule. So for you have used both the instruments. So for whom you have used interview schedule and for whom it was questionnaire? Thank you.
Audible. Please.
You have used
Baijumon.
questionnaire and interview schedule in your study as tools for data collection. So for which respondents you had used interview schedule, or you had used both the data collection tools for all the respondents?
Are you clear, Baijumon?
Yes. So I have employed this questionnaire as well as the interview schedule for the collection of data. So once we contacted with this higher officials in this field of sales executives, the questionnaire is not adequate because the questionnaire goes around these dimensions and also the stresses and the outcomes. And there I employ the interview schedule, and the interview schedules are designed to collect the data relating to the COVID impact, and also such type of data I have collected through this interview schedules. Thank you, Shamira.
Okay. Yes, other participants. Gopalakrishnan sir, your comments. Gopalakrishnan, yes. Somebody wants to raise.
Sir, in the
Yes,
meeting,
please.
sir. He's in a meeting,
Okay.
I think.
Right. Yes. So somebody wants to raise question from that hall. Mr. Baijumon, while using this interview schedule, have you, when compared to the questionnaire, could you identify any special advantage while collecting the data when you employ interview schedule?
Of course, sir. Interview
What is
schedule is not along the prescribed lines. So I can ask the different types of questions. So once they answer the questions, it will provoke some other questions. That is why I this employ this interview schedule.
Exactly. And not only that, observation is also possible.
Yes.
Cross verification and observation, even from the face expression of the respondent, we can judge whether the answer is true or deliberately he is giving some false response. Okay. Yes, sir. Somebody, any other questions are there? I think. Yes, sir. Please. Somebody is waiting. Johnson, sir, is not there. Johnson, sir. Vijendra Bala, sir. Yes, other teachers and other researchers, please raise your questions. Or your comments. If there are no questions, please give your comments. Okay. Mr. Baijumon, actually, it's a very detailed work. Let me ask you one question. Of course, the question, the reason to choose this topic has been raised by another teacher. Okay, so that is a very, very relevant question. Why did you choose this particular field? Okay, you have answered very well. Now, let me comment on your presentation that when you presented the findings of the study, one may feel, simply may feel that you have given more significance, more importance to top-level sales executives when compared to the lower front line and middle-level sales executives. So what is the reason for that? I felt so. You have given more emphasis to top-level executives.
Yes, sir. So the sales executives are roughly, we can classify them in the ratio 1:3:5. That means only a few percentage reaches the top level executives, though many of them have joined in the frontline sales executives. Because once I inquired with one of the senior officials, he's told me that it is like a mind-body attitude. They have given a new frame for this MBA, that is mind-body attitude. That means only when it is satisfied, they can continue in this field, because it is a field where they have to face so many struggles to survive in this field. Because there
actually, Baijumon, the front level sales executives and middle level executives take a lot of effort for canvassing customers, for convincing the customer about the product among the customers, right? This mainly because of their sincere efforts. What is called the volume of sales is boosted, consumers are convinced, etc. All these things are done.
Yes.
Then is it not necessary to improve their quality of work life?
Yes, sir. Their quality of work life must also be increased. But once they reach the the top level position, they are not in a position to continue forever in that field, because the stress level they are facing is in such a degree.
Okay. Have you made a comparison between the executives working in urban area and rural area?
Yes, sir. As per the state urbanization report, our Kerala is fast facing the urbanization, and that is why
not urbanization. That is a secondary report, secondary data.
Yes.
Have you during the collection of data, have you made any such observation that the workers or say executives working in urban areas are their level of their quality of work life is different from the other category? So that means those who are working in the rural area. Okay.
No, sir. No such analysis has been conducted.
Right. See, another thing is your suggestions are okay, but among the suggestions, see, you have given one suggestion that opportunities for higher education that should be given. Who should give that opportunity? Whether the company or some other agency? Do you have any concrete specific suggestion for that?
Sir, I mean that the companies should provide them an opportunity to seek the higher
Right.
education. That's all.
And among the suggestions, last two, 21 and 22, these are not the suggestions. So, okay. That these are actually your limitations and some other points you have
Yes,
noted.
of course, sir. Of course, I
Other things are okay. Yes, you have presented very well. Yes, any other questions before conclusion? Before concluding this open, any other comments? Anybody want to make any comments? If there are no comments, I think we can. Any other comments? Gopalakrishnan sir is there in the meeting.
Hello, sir.
Gopalakrishnan sir is there. Sir, any comments, sir, about this presentation, please?
No comments, sir, because he is my student, sir. How
Very good.
how can I ask questions to my student, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Shall we conclude, sir, now?
Oh, sure, sir. Sure.
Okay. Most respected professors, research scholars, and dear friends, Mr. Baijumon has very nicely and elaborately explained the findings of his study, the tools used for his for the analysis of the data collected by him on the topic quality of work life of sales executives, a study with a special reference to electronics and consumer appliances sector in Kerala. Of course, questions were raised by the participants, and Mr. Baijumon has satisfactorily answered the questions. He has defended the questions raised by the participants. Based on the adjudication reports received by the university, and also based on the performance of Mr. Baijumon in this session, in this open defense session, being the chairman, I am very happy to recommend the University of Calicut to award doctorate degree in commerce to Mr. Baijumon P. I sincerely congratulate Mr. Baijumon. I also congratulate Dr. Rajiv Thomas, the supervising teacher, for guiding this work, and also I congratulate Dr. M.B. Gopalakrishnan, Registrar of Sanskrit University, Kaladi, for his guidelines to Mr. Baijumon. I also sincerely extend my thanks, personal thanks, to each and everyone who attended this open defense. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Respected Ambre sir, other professors, my dear friends, Baijumon is my first PhD candidate. I am very happy to extend a vote of thanks to this session. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Ambre sir for his participation as chairman in this Viva. Thank you, sir. I express my thanks to all the professors, especially Johnson sir, Dr. M.B. Gopalakrishnan, and other faculty members who joined in this academic deliberation through offline and online. Thank you. I express my thanks to all the participants, students who participated in this open defense. Thank you. Also, congratulations to Baijumon P. also. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, Gopalakrishnan sir. Kana. Thank you.
Okay, let us end this academic process.